This is a countdown of the worst films of Bollywood in 2011. Let's start off by number 10. At number 10, we have Ladies vs. Ricky Bell. Now, Ladies vs. Ricky Bell was an odd film because I expect the producers wanted to cash in on the success of Band Baja Barat. Unfortunately, they did not do this because the film was really strange. Um, the whole love story between a con artist and Anushka Sharma's character was also really strange. And I think that the whole perception or the whole image that they were trying to create among the public on who Ranveer Singh is as a star was kind of misplaced because to pull off roles like these, you need superstars, like mega stars. If you want to have like a brainless, completely idiotic film. Unfortunately, this was a brainless, completely idiotic film which had lesser stars, and that's why it was not well received among the public, and the reason it didn't do so well at the box office. At number 9, we have an odd Speedy Sings. It was kind of like a Bollywood Hollywood crossover. The film really made no sense, and it was actually a copy of Chak De India. I usually think that Bollywood copies Hollywood, but in this case, Bollywood copied Bollywood, and they copied a really good film, a classic actually, and completely destroyed it. I mean, completely destroyed it. There was a coach who was disgraced, obviously, played by Rob Lowe, I believe the guy's name is. There was obviously like a team of people who don't get along, and he has to kind of fix them up and lead them to victory. And then there was obviously like a love story, and there was like so many elements that it got sidetracked, and the performance was also really bad. Um, People like Akshay Kumar, the individual who actually produced this film, should realize that this was a copy of Chuck the India, and he should never have actually signed on to this project. It wasn't well received in Hollywood, it wasn't well received in Bollywood, and it like crashed at the box office. So I don't know why this film was made, but the people who made it seriously need to reevaluate what the heck they're doing. At number 8, we have, you guessed it, the really long, boring Mosam. This film was supposed to be, I quote, a timeless love story spanning many years and like many meetings. But the fact that the two main protagonists met together and separated, met together and separated, met together and separated due to like different circumstances in their life just became really boring and repetitive. And this film went on for so long that I had a hard time sitting in the cinema. Like it was so hard to bear through this film. All right, at number 7 we have an oddball, Loot. It stars Govinda, Sunil Shetty, Javed. This film was supposed to be like a comedy con caper sort of thing, but it just wasn't funny. The jokes were really lame and cringeworthy, and the performances were just I don't even know how the word to describe the performance. It was like the oddest thing I had ever seen ever. And I thought like some of the films that come after this were odder, but this was one of the strangest things. And even like an item number, I believe, by like Rocky Savant or someone couldn't save this film. I mean, it was so bad. Not that people actually go to watch Rocky Savant, I believe. I don't think she's that popular. But anyways, at number 7 we have Loot. At number 6, we have Game. Now, Game was supposed to be kind of like what Dawn 2 was, like an international thriller which had amazing visuals, like a globe-trotting adventure where you go to Istanbul, you go to Greece, you go to like some other island, you go back to India, you go around, people like shooting at each other, running, etc., etc. But that wasn't the case. Performances were bad. Abhishek Bachchan, I think he did a good performance, but he was kind of a little like cardboardy and kind of had like the personality of like a wet dishcloth, unfortunately. And Kangana Ranaut performed like some weird international, but it just was a terrible performance. And apart from that, like the whole twist where Abhishek Bachchan turns out to be like a cop working with Kangana Ranaut or in the same division was just really strange. There was like so much stuff going on. There were like so many characters. There were like so many loose ends, and it was just a headache to watch. At number 5, we have Damadam. Now, This is a turning point in this video. So at number five, I put Dama Dum because we don't really expect anything more from Ramesh or Shamia. We really expect anything from Ramesh or Shamia. Number five is kind of like in the middle. It's you don't expect anything, and you don't understand why this guy keeps on making films. He's saying that he's back and he's smiling again, boink wham. Frankly speaking, I don't understand what the point was. The performances were bad. Like the whole thing was just really strange. It was like a romantic disaster more than like a romantic comedy. And even the song Nazaro Milao Rao Jaan or something like that couldn't save this film. And I think there was like a line, no touching, no touching, only seeing. I feel like no seeing should have been like, I don't know, like the tag phrase of this film. It was so bad and so strange. Moving on, at number four, we have Thank You. Now, Thank You was also supposed to be, ooh, like a star cast. We had Imran Khan, Akshay Kumar, or Irfan Pathan. I'm not even sure what the guy's name is. The first one to the left. But anyways, I had Bobby Deol, um, Akshay Kumar, and Sunil Shetty, and also had like Sunil Jaitley, some other woman, and Sonam Kapoor. Now there was like no chemistry between the lead actors. Like there was no chemistry between Bobby Deol and Sonam Kapoor. The whole Akshay Kumar thing, and John, they're like cheating husbands rather than like kick him to the curb, is something that completely baffles me. This film was really bad, and even another item song. I think item songs are like kind of like the trend nowadays. By Malika Shrawat, I believe, in like some club or something, could it say this film? I mean, it was like horrendous to watch. It was really boring, and it made no sense, especially the end, like the twist with um, Akshay Kumar and his character and his like dead wife or something like that is just really strange and really bizarre. At number three, we have the infamous Roscoe's. Now, Roscoe's was really weird, and I don't understand why Ajay Devgan, Sanjay Dutt, and um, what's the third guy's name? Oh, Arjun Rampal was also in this film. Arjun Rampal decided to make this film. I don't even know why they produced it, to be honest. And like the king of comedy or something like that. But this was just a compilation of bad gags. And the part where Ajay Devgan is pretending to be like a blind guy, some blind soldier, and Kangana Ranaut putting like eye drops in his eyes, and then he gets her to like take off all her clothes, and like that. This whole movie is just really bizarre. And coming back to the item numbers, which are a trend in Bollywood nowadays, um, the Shake It Sanya item number with Lisa Hayden is probably like the only thing that was good about this film. The box office collections of this film alone are proof. The box office collection slash critical appraisal of the film, might I add, is proof enough that this was just a really bad film. At number two, we have Naughty at 40. Now, this was supposed to be a remake of The 40-Year-Old Virgin, but unfortunately, it was just really strange, really bizarre, and it made no sense. So, in The 40-Year-Old Virgin, the guy's 40, but he's dating like another 40-year-old. But in this version, we have Govinda who's playing like some 40-year-old who gets married to like some like weird 18-year-old who has the mental capacity of a 5-year-old. And then all of a sudden at the end of the movie, and then he meets this like really hot like British model or something like that, or American model, while he's in India. And there are also the characters of his like two weird brothers, and then there's also Shakti Kapoor who's doing like weird, rather vulgar gags, and like the whole combination of this failed, and this movie was one of the worst of 2011. Now let's go to number one. Shows this film as the worst film of 2011. The worst film of 2011 has to be Bodyguard because the expectations were so high. After Ready was a really, really, really fun film to watch. I mean, that film had comedy, and the chemistry between Asin and, I think I pronounced her name right, Asin and Salman Khan was just really good, and it was just really funny. And like the whole personalities like shown through, and it was just the dialogues were even better. It was just a lot of fun, and it just made sense in my opinion. Um, this film, on the other hand, was just really the complete opposite of that. I mean, like the chemistry between Kareena Kapoor and Salman Khan was never explored. and all of a sudden at the end they're getting married, and then the whole ending with like the whole like cancer thing is like an insult to like many people, and like this whole film was just really bizarre. It should have been either like an action film or a romantic comedy. Like trying to have both was just a really bad idea, and I don't understand why people like this. I mean, I guess Salman Khan is riding high on the success of Dabangg and Ready, but this film was just like terrible. And in my opinion, it definitely deserves the number one spot on the worst films of 2011 list. Now, people might disagree with my choices, but let me say to the Salman Khan fans out there that Ready is in my top five all time best films of 2011. So don't get mad. Click the link here, open that part or open that video and take a look, and you'll agree with me. But you have to admit that if you compare Ready, like this is the fun factor and the enjoyment you got out of Ready, out of watching Bodyguard, it's definitely not there. I mean, Bodyguard is like way down below, and Ready is way up there in terms of the best films of 2011. No, I'm sorry, in terms of the best and the worst films of 2011. So that was pretty much my rating. Do leave a comment. Tell me what your rating or your choices for the best film of 2011 and the worst film of 2011 are. And I shall see you in the next video.